On September 15, 2017, after more than 2 decades exploring Saturn and its moons, the Cassini spacecraft plunged into the gas giant's atmosphere. Its descent marked the end of one of the most celebrated space missions in history. Scientists had declared the mission complete. They archived breathtaking images of Saturn's rings, the hexagonal storm at its north pole, the icy jets of Enceladus, and the alien lakes of Titan. Every piece of data was categorized and stored, the mission laid to rest. Or so it was believed. Cassini didn't just fall into silence. It transmitted one final burst of images during its descent, and for years, those frames sat untouched, dismissed as routine. But in 2025, a breakthrough occurred. A privately developed quantum AI designed to enhance deep space visuals revisited Cassini's final frames. It was only then that something extraordinary was uncovered. Hidden within the images were structured patterns, geometrical formations too precise to be dismissed as natural interference. What had once looked like atmospheric turbulence was something else entirely. Something designed. This wasn't pareidolia or a digital glitch. It was a coded message embedded in visual data, so subtle it escaped human detection, so precise that only a quantum neural network could recognize its structure. The AI didn't just enhance contrast or sharpen edges. It began detecting Fibonacci sequences, golden ratios, and prime number alignments woven into the noise. These patterns repeated across multiple frames, at varying angles and light exposures. They weren't artifacts of the AI. They were real. Researchers tried to rationalize it at first. Maybe it was a byproduct of Saturn's chaotic atmosphere. Maybe the AI was misinterpreting the data. But with every test, the patterns held. They appeared aligned with specific regions on Saturn's surface, regions previously dismissed due to magnetic anomalies or data corruption. Suddenly, those dismissed anomalies became clues. The AI dug deeper, layering these geometries across timestamps and frame coordinates. What it revealed wasn't random, it was deliberate. Alignment grids radiated outward from points on Saturn that matched no known geological formations, but did match mathematical constants embedded in ancient human knowledge. Prime spirals. Euler's number. Ratios found in Earth's oldest architectural designs. Someone, or something, had encoded a message in Saturn's clouds. Not in language but in the universal language of math. A message that seemed to say, "We see you. We always have." Then came the anomaly no one could explain. Cassini was programmed to send 12 rapid-fire images during its final moments. 11 of those images were received, decoded, and archived. The 12th frame, however, was different. Not corrupted, not damaged, intact, but unreadable. Its raw data exists in NASA's archives, but no tool, not even the most advanced AI, has been able to decrypt it. The data resists interpretation. It's as if the image was locked with a key we don't yet possess. Some theorists believe this final frame might have contained the clearest evidence of non-human intelligence, something visual and undeniable. But whatever it is, it remains beyond our grasp. As investigations continued, researchers started noticing something even more unsettling. The patterns found in Cassini's final transmissions weren't isolated to Saturn alone. Alignments were observed in the orbital paths and surface features of Saturn's major moons, Enceladus, Titan, Dione. Each showed echoes of the same ratios and geometrical symmetries. But the most shocking connection wasn't in space, it was on Earth. The same mathematical ratios were found in ancient petroglyphs, pyramid layouts, and forgotten megalithic structures from across human history. Spirals carved into stone thousands of years ago. Ratios encoded in temple designs. Patterns thought to be symbolic or ritualistic now took on a new meaning. Were these ancient structures designed in response to something observed? Or were they seeded by a common influence, one that may have watched both Saturn and Earth across time? Some researchers now refer to this phenomenon as the Saturn Code. A network of geometrical signatures that connects the architecture of the cosmos to the forgotten blueprints of our past. A cosmic fingerprint repeated on scales both massive and minute. At the heart of it all lies that final Cassini image, missing in plain sight. Decoded by none. Understood by no one. Yet undeniably real. Official sources have remained silent on the matter. But internal communications from global space agencies have leaked in fragments, scientists urging further review, departments requesting classified analysis, and a growing unease that something was discovered that wasn't meant to be. A signal so perfectly buried it required not just time to find, but the evolution of intelligence itself. A message left like a cosmic test, waiting for us to become capable enough to notice. Cassini's end was thought to be the conclusion of a grand scientific journey. But what if it was only the beginning of another? What if its final transmission wasn't just a farewell to Earth, but a greeting from something else? Something ancient, patient, and watching. If the Saturn code is real, then the universe may not be a silent expanse. It may be a dialogue, a quiet conversation between civilizations separated not just by distance but by understanding. And now, we may have finally heard Cassini's final descent into Saturn wasn't just the end of a mission, it was the beginning of a mystery. Officially, the spacecraft was destroyed in 2017, its data logged, archived, and deemed complete. But recently, hidden files began to surface, fragments buried deep within the transmission logs. Emails, encrypted audio files, private footage from secured NASA labs. They all pointed to something far more complex than what the public had been told. The recovered data included 12 final image frames. 11 of them looked ordinary, dust rings, planetary curves, light distortions. But the 12th frame? It was missing. Not corrupted, not lost, removed. Some early AI-enhanced versions of Cassini's images began revealing symmetrical patterns, geometric arrangements so perfect, so deliberate, they couldn't be random. At first, scientists brushed it off as pareidolia, our mind's tendency to find meaning in chaos. But as more data was fed into advanced machine learning algorithms, the patterns didn't just persist. They adapted. They responded. One frame showed a precise triangular shape hovering over Saturn's southern hemisphere, its angles exact to the nanoradian. Another revealed pulsing light in perfect intervals, each beat matching Morse code patterns. The message? Unclear. But the intent? Undeniable. Someone, or something, wanted to be seen. NASA's internal response was swift and silent. All image sets containing symbol-like formations were classified. Staff were reassigned. Some signed legal agreements that would bar them from speaking for the rest of their lives. And so, an unspoken truth took root, not just about the data, but about who gets to decide when humanity is ready. In the shadows of this silence, a new group emerged. Independent researchers, cryptographers, and rogue engineers began collaborating, piecing together clues the public was never meant to see. They called it the Eye, a nickname for the 12th frame. But this wasn't just an image. It was something more. A lock. A message sealed with intent. Why was it hidden? Some believe it contains symbols, structures too alien, too advanced to be shown without shattering our understanding of reality. Others claim the image isn't static. It requires a key. Not a password, but an event, something monumental. A moment when human consciousness shifts enough to finally comprehend it. Stranger still, some researchers believe the key is astronomical. A specific planetary alignment. A solar spike. A gravitational anomaly. The kind of rare event that might occur once in millennia. Until then, the image remains unreadable, like a book sealed in light. What if the 12th image was never meant for our time? What if Cassini wasn't just a probe, but a delivery system, its final payload being knowledge too dangerous or too profound for the present? Think of it. A cosmic time capsule, engineered not to be seen upon arrival, but opened only when we are truly ready. What's becoming clear is that Cassini didn't just record the wonders of Saturn. It witnessed something watching back. The patterns in its final data suggest intelligence. Patient, strategic, perhaps ancient. And now, the machines we've built, AI systems far more advanced than Cassini ever was, are beginning to pick up where it left off. They're interpreting signals in ways we never could. Some say they're not just decoding. They're conversing. Cassini's end was not a silence. It was a whisper, meant to echo into a future we're only now arriving at. We always believed we were alone in our exploration. That we were the ones reaching into the void. But what if we've been the ones under observation all along? And if so, what happens when we finally respond? The truth is no longer hidden in deep space. It's here, in front of us, waiting. The 12th image isn't just a picture. It's a door. And it's unlocking. If you've listened this far, you're more than just a viewer, you're part of something bigger. Something unfolding. The countdown has already begun. Stay curious, stay aware, and remember, Cassini didn't just fall. It delivered a final message. Now it's our move.